at stem cells and mitosis is the first topic. So let's have a look at the cell cycle. This is a diagram here of the cell cycle. So the cell cycle has two main phases that we need to know about for the GCSE. We have this growth phase where they are replicating their organelles. They are replicating that DNA and generally getting bigger and carrying out the function of that cell within the body. Okay, then we have this nuclear division, this mitosis. So once the DNA has been replicated, then we are able to divide that nucleus up in between the two cells and make two new identical cells. And this is what we look at here. Okay, so we have, once the DNA has replicated, so the DNA has, this is how it is in its singular form, and then it makes these characteristic X shapes when we have the replicated DNA. Then we have these spindle fibers that come down and pull that DNA apart. So then we end up with two identical cells to the original. So you can see that each of those cells are identical to the original there. Okay, so we've got this cell cycle, we've got this process of mitosis, and this is how we grow and repair. So if I cut my finger, this is how I'm going to make those new skin cells to replace those cells. And cells get worn out, just like we do. So we're constantly needing to replace cells. So we looked at ions this week. Okay, remember, ions are atoms with a charge. So they have lost electrons to become positively charged. They have more protons in their nucleus than they do electrons whizzing around the outside, or they gain electrons to become negatively charged. So they have more electrons whizzing around the outside than they do protons in the middle. So group 1 and group 2 are more likely to form positive ions because it's much easier for them to give away those 1 or 2 electrons, and group 6 and 7 are more likely to become negative ions. So positive ions are called cations. I am positive my cat is trying to kill me is how I remember that one, because I really am positive my cats are trying to kill me. And negative ions are those anions. So physics this week, we have been looking at energy transfers. So in a system, the energy stores to start with can change. They can be transferred into another form. So it's redistributed. So the energy stored is then transferred to other things. And you can see here, there's the example of our candle. So our candle has chemical potential energy as its store, and it's transferring through that radiation pathway to light energy and through that thermal pathway to heat energy. In practice, we actually find it hard to go back the other way. We can't transfer that heat energy back into our candle. But overall, excuse me, energy cannot be created or destroyed. So it can't be saved, but we should try to conserve our energy stores as much as possible and not rely on fossil fuels. And we're going to have a look at different sources of energy stores that we can use to generate electricity in the next few weeks.